Wambugu Nyingi's skin is old and wrinkled, but the scars from the beating British troops gave him more than 50 years ago still cause him pain. He was a 25-year-old activist arguing for Kenyan independence when the British first threw him in prison. In all, he spent almost a decade behind bars, sometimes hanged by his ankles, sometimes beaten unconscious. For years he's been campaigning for justice, and now he says it's come.
I'm okay with the settlement, even if it's not much. But the most important thing for me is the fact that they have acknowledged that we were not rebels, we were not criminals, we were freedom fighters. That's what matters.
Kenya's National Museum records some of what happened during the Mau Mau uprising. The records show that the colonial government executed or tortured 90,000 Kenyans and detained another 160,000 in concentration camps until independence in 1963. A solitary statue of the Mau Mau leader Dedan Kimathi stands defiant in Nairobi. Even this memorial took 40 years to erect. For those who suffered, the money helps, but it's official acknowledgement of their role in independence that really matters. The Dedan Kimathi statue is a start, but the veterans say they want something far more substantial that recognises the role of everyone who served with the Mau Mau. Only then, they say, will justice finally be done. The fight for justice took a turn last October when a British court ruled that the government had a case to answer. Rather than lose and set a damaging legal precedent, Britain agreed to settle out of court. More than 5,000 ageing victims of torture will now get compensation.
I think if we are going to end impunity around the globe, each nation, each person must acknowledge their wrongdoing. It doesn't become any less wrongdoing because it was very widespread. I mean, is that surprise that they've got to pay?
Wambugu Nyingi's home looks over the land he lost to British settlers. He knows there are some historical wrongs that can't be corrected. But at least he now can pay his medical bills, and he knows that the history books recognise him as a hero and not a villain. Peter Grester, Al Jazeera in Nyeri, Kenya.